Bop. 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 All right. The the volume seems to be good. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah. Anyways, let's see. So today we're going to get back to your dreaded delight, mostly because well, I don't have a reason. I just kind of like the game, really. I guess it's just easy for me to get. Just give me a moment. Bow, 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 bow. All right, let's get going with it. Wait, I forgot about what. I forgot which voice I gave him. Well. Morning, boss. I stumbled into the office, feeling like a corpse dragged out of its grave. Coffee. Victor? This is the second day in a row you've come in looking like a bed rug or cat. Do we need to have any intervention? I just couldn't sleep. Christ. Something it really is messed up when Leslie shows up at work before me. He lets out a long, playful sigh, shaking his head before taking a sip of his coffee. Well, don't keep me in suspense. Huh? Your escapades last night. Of course. What happened? What did you find out? I I did I did more than find. Ma'am. Oh wait, so sir. Yeah. With my own coffee mug in hand, I sink down into my chair, clearing my throat. Going to have to leave some some of the details here, I think. My new friend, Mr. Meyer Eastman, well, he gave me some information about the powerful mob players in the city. Seems like he's really in the loop, huh? The already pale Leslie seems to suddenly grow a shade paler. He slowly sets down his coffee and leans forward over his desk, brow furrowing as he stares at me. Did you say Eastman? Sure did, boss. Why? Are you two like this? Eh, I mean, why? Yes? Are you losing your hearing already, boss? You're not that. Oh, because Eastman is the man running all of Cleveland, that's why. Leslie raises his voice in excitement and frustration, slamming his face down on his desk. Oh, Cleveland? Yes, all of Cleveland. I found out about him last night at that party I went to. He's well liked and hugely powerful, and most of Cleveland's Italian mafia is terrified of him. I don't know how on earth he managed to get in his good books, but Eastman is the key to taking out this city's liquor business. Well, I see, well, you see, Leslie, he didn't really get in his good books as much as get in his. In fact, I think that Speakeasy itself might be his main base. After we get a bit more information, we should. You don't want to do that, boss. I figured Mario was powerful, but I had no idea he was running all of Cleveland. Leslie's right, obviously. Our department is supposed to be working with the FBI to enforce prohibition, which means shutting down criminal outfits. This should be a huge step forward. If that's the case, then why do I feel so reluctant? Gee, I wonder why. It's not like Mary trusts me. In fact, I'm sure he doesn't. But I can't imagine putting him behind bars. Last night was probably just a game. His attempt to manipulate on your side. And yet it didn't feel like that at all. Oi, Richter! Wait, what was that? Max? Are you are you spacing out? You need more coffee? I snapped back in a moment, greeted by a curious Leslie staring at me quizzically. No, I was just thinking, boss. We're going about this the wrong way. Wrong way? You have a different idea? When I nod, Leslie tilts his head to the side, motioning me for me to continue. If there's anything I can give him credit for, is that he's usually willing to listen to what I say, even if I'm the junior. Let me keep talking to Eastman. I'll get more details out of it. I promise. We shouldn't throw him in jail. Not yet. Leslie stares at me. Instant. Does it really sound that strange? Did you hit your head on your way home last night, Victor? This is a mob boss we're talking about. He's dangerous. I mean, not in line to be the next pope. I don't know what he said to you, but you shouldn't believe him. Just because he hasn't killed you yet, doesn't mean he won't. Once you've outlived your usefulness, haven't you thought about that? His frustrated, skeptical words echo in my own thoughts, as much as I hate to. Maybe it's stupid to try and deny them, but before I can control myself, I blurt out the first thing. Oh no. Oh, okay. This is so horny. Lala. Wait. Uh, 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 I, I, I. All of that, and I. I forgot to change the screen. It's been 15 minutes. Oh my. Please don't look at me. Please don't look at me. let's let's get going. He's he's not a murder machine. He's not a one-sided villain who's born bad. Oh, Victor. Sure, most monsters out there are ruthless bastards, but so are a lot of normal people. Mafia guys aren't some special breed. Evil to their running course. Meyer, he's a business. He's using the law for profit, I know that. And I'm not saying I think it's right, but after talking to him, spending time with him, seeing how he's just a guy like any other, I'll be damned if I don't have more sympathy for him than whatever rich old highbinder is sending down orders in death. Highbinder. Oh. Leslie stays quiet, biting his bottom lip, a nervous habit of his, and avoiding my gaze for a time. I never raised my voice at him, nor at anyone else. I instantly feel a little sheepish. about it, but I don't know how else to express my change of heart. Finally, Leslie rubs at his eyes with one hand and gently sighs, a small smile twitching at the corners of his lips. He stands up. He stands up from his desk and walks over, giving me giving me one of those affectionate "What am I going to do with you" looks. I guess I'm not all that surprised. You've always you've always been and honest. Probably why you're He pauses, reaching out to gently ruffle my hair. There is still a worried crease in his brow, but I think he's trying his hardest to be living. If you really, really think this man isn't out to just screw us over, and he'll be of use to investigation of investigations about the screen part. Maybe not exactly the meaning you mean it, but yeah, he's definitely screwing something. Then I suppose I'm willing to go all out with it. For a little while at least. Boss! A little while, I said. Hey, what? Oh, that's so cute. I jumped out of my chair and pulled Leslie into a hug, tightly squeezing his wiry frame. He stiffens for a moment, but eventually wraps his arms around me, too, softly patting my back. I sure hope you know what you're doing, Richter. If something ever happened to you, well, let's just say I have a hard enough time living with myself already. Why? Because you're so high maintenance? Oh, what? I don't know which one to. Exactly. You know how many times a day I have to feed myself? It's very difficult. And having guilt on my shoulders won't help things anyway. I'll be fine, boss. Don't worry about me. But he can't help but worry. As we pull apart, I gaze down into Leslie's face for a moment. He still doesn't look fully convinced. And it's perfectly reasonable. We're paid to be suspicious. I'll bring him around to the idea eventually, if everything works out. He's open-minded to just about anything, given enough time. Except for vegetables. After we discussed things a little more, Leslie and I settle up about our usual paperwork, calls, and more paperwork. It's not like our work normally flies by, but today the hours seem especially long. Last evening rolls. When I head outside, my feet start to take me down a familiar road before I even realize. Welcome, sir. Please enjoy your night. Loud music rushes over me in a wave. The familiar sea of dancers, light, and sparkling glasses. This place is starting to grow on me. To my surprise, I spot Meyer already standing by the bar, a cup of coffee in his hand as he chats with the bartender. Should I go up to him? I don't want to come off too strong. You! You! Richter! Richter, my boy! You guys literally made out yesterday! And now you're... Richter! 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 No! Just go for it, bro! Oh. Oh, thank you, Meyer. Just as I mull over my plan, Meyer's gaze meets mine. He instantly breaks into a warm smile, beckoning me over. Phew. I wander towards the bar and step up beside, clearing my throat to buy time as I figure out what to say. Whoa. It seems like my detective wandered back to me. Did your flock of officers decide to come along today too? No, I left them at home with a sit. Good. I can tell you how disappointed I was when they decided to interrupt. It's suggestive. Every murmur sends a tingle down the back of her neck. At least I wasn't the only one who was disappointed. Yeah, well, I was really looking forward to the rest of that cake. Yeah, the cake! Of course! I'm afraid I enjoyed the rest of it by myself. But I was thinking of you all the while. Does that make you feel any better? Not 1 minute. Meyer lets out one of his deep chuckles, low and comforting. It always seemed like his sly evasion. Evasive mask melts away for a split second. Whenever he laughs, betraying something vulnerable. Listen, Richter, if you prefer, we can always linger out here and talk. As much as I'm more than happy to just enjoy your company, discussing whatever flights of fancy we have. I probably shouldn't have said that. I imagine my seductive era mystique is all but ruined for you now. No, that I have had it. Never mind. His leg lightly brushes mine underneath the bar and out of sight. He's so bold, this guy. I can see how he got into this line of work, no doubt about that. Actually, I want to ask you some more serious questions. Privacy might work better just, as a precaution. Yeah! Oh, of course. I have no doubt that your reasons are entirely... It's a corpse! Huh? At the moment, the speakeasy door flies open and a small group of officers rush in. Screams echo through the parlor after the music cuts off, but the cacophony quickly goes silent. Eastman's men can't even reach for their guns. The officers are already aiming their own. Leslie! Leslie! No! No, we had something! Leslie! Victor! The second our eyes meet, he rushes over to me, releasing a huge sigh of relief. I was to you! What kind of trust is that? Richter, thank God you're not around! We had an agreement, Leslie, didn't we? How can you just storm in here after me? Don't you trust me? When I managed a joke accusation, Leslie just shakes his head, eyes narrowed. It's not about trust. It's not even about a job. You hell with information gathering. The thing You're too honest, too trusting. And I can't just let you run around with people like that. Even for the sake of an investigation. He gestures at Myra angrily, apparently having guessed his identity already. Leslie was really that worried about me? I knew he was still concerned, I just didn't think he'd go this far. Myra, who's been entirely silent this whole time, watches us with a carefully measured expression. How can he be so calm? He had no idea this was going to happen. Did he? Gentlemen, gentlemen, I believe there's been some severe miscommunication. Please, Mr. Leslie, get your men to lower their weapons. Then we can discuss things calmly, without the threat of accidental bloodshed. Agreed? Leslie hesitates. There's a very strange degree of trust going on here, but I get the sense that neither of them wants it to end in violence. I know Leslie hates hurting anyone, even criminals, and Myra doesn't seem the type to either. Understood. He, he signals to the officers, who slowly, reluctantly lowers their guns. The tension in the room eases a little bit, though it's still far from calm. Let me say this first, Mr. Leslie, that I entirely understand your concern for your partner's safety. But you see, after our friend Richter here showed up the other night, I was struck with an idea. I knew he was a detective before he so much as walked into the door. Your informants. Your informants working for me. So I decided to have a chat with him. You mean back there that was... Don't get me wrong, Richter. I was enjoying every second of it. But I've been looking for a way to work out an arrangement with the law in Cleveland for some time. You're a hard-headed sort here, let me tell you. He exhales a breath between his teeth, gently shaking his head. Richter, however, I could tell that he was made for something different. Not so hell-bent on enforcing divorce that act. Yet, not just the type to be bought, either. I was intrigued, though I thought I'd try to work out a deal, as is my way. Last night was supposed to be the beginning of that deal, but well, I was enjoying the company so much that I thought so. What harm can it be to wear a little up? With Myra's glimmering eyes settle on me, I feel my heart skip a beat. Maybe several. He invited me back to make a deal, but it spiraled into something more because he enjoyed my company. So you really, so you really believe we wouldn't try to arrest you? It was a calculated course. Myra casually waves one hand. Uh, idiots. Idiots, all of them. I'm an idiot too, but that's besides the point. The way he keeps his kind of thing forward, this kind of thing forward, even while surrounded by the law. No wonder he's. Let's see what this cold blood. Oh, French. Sang-froid. Sang-froid. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. I like to make big gambles, and usually they pay off. But I've done my research on your background, your past jobs. I knew you wouldn't simply raid my venue without showing a few of your cards first. So you could say the chips landed where I thought they might. Can, can we be in a threesome? I, I, I haven't forgiven Leslie yet, but but I mean, maybe it's just the tension in the air, but yeah. Leslie wraps his in her hand, blinking rapidly as if to try and understand everything that we just heard. I can't blame him. I knew Myra was sharp, but I had no idea he'd planned everything ahead of time. He's a mob boss, you idiot! Of course he is. You know, even though we're the ones with our guns now, I can't shake this feeling that we played right into your hand. You really do live up to your reputation, don't you? That's smart! See, I'm not crazy, right? Right? Huh? I was expecting Leslie to be furious, but instead he sounds more impressed than anything. Is it supposed to? Is it possible he actually took some of my words part back in the office? You mentioned a deal earlier. Care to explain what kind of deal we're talking about? I was hoping you'd ask that. A particular smirk curls on Myers' lips. The type a man wears when he's just one heart. Why don't we discuss matters privately, on a neutral ground? I'll even let you pick the spot. All of us disarmed, with a few of our men waiting outside. A moment, if you don't mind. Leslie grabs my sleeve and pulls me aside, leaning up to whisper in my ear. You really trust him enough for this. Normally I'd say it's suicide, but this is Meyer. It's not like any other man I've met. Anyways, it's like talking to the chief of a big corporation. Oh, mafia leader. Like Richter said. He told you that already. He scratches his head, clearly baffled. It's not like I can blame him. I felt the same way when I first met Meyer the other night. I know he doesn't mean us harm, boss. He's still a gangster, but I can't deny that, but... I pause, following. Better wording delicately or else Leslie might catch on. I think he genuinely wants to work out a deal with us. All of this would be way too much trouble otherwise. Neither exactly. You think we should hear him out then? Without hesitation, I nod. Maybe it's incredibly stupid decision, but I can't bring myself to believe all of that last night was just a means to an end. If you don't mind me saying, Mr. Leslie, I gather you're the type to take precaution. Meyer pipes up airily, and we both glance over towards him. Should the two of you not show up in perfect health tomorrow, I'm certain I'll have a big hat on my hands. And that's not what I want, I assure you. Hey, no, not right now. No. You really did your research, didn't you? It's a favorite hobby of mine. So that means you know what size? What? Hold up. I'm afraid you're farther for that info. Okay. I know what I said earlier, but now I'm shipping those two together. Maybe we won't have to choose. Oh, you drive a hard bargain, do you? Oh my god, I love them. Is the three of you get together? Right! Great! After a little more discussion, the three of us settled on a hotel room for our meeting spot. The unfortunate patrons who had to witness all that, well, they sent home and promised free drinks when they come back. In this day and age, that's probably enough to being shot. Once that mess is sorted out, the three of us head to the hotel with our respective men. I can't even begin to imagine how tonight will end. I have to hope for the best. Oh, I can imagine the best. Oh God! What is this? What is this game taking? I usually don't act like this. Why? Wait, what? To continue this story, make different choices and play through Leslie's route. Both routes lead to one ending, but you'll need to understand both sides of the story. Huh. Wait, why isn't it? Ah, I'm not gonna re-voice it. Oh, I really liked you guys. I'm serious, Richter. You're my partner. I don't want you to be turned into sweat cheese by a Tommy gun or something. It was used a food metaphor. So promise me you'll be careful, alright? I worry about you whenever you're off solo. I worry about you too. This guy. Doesn't he realize it goes both ways? With a small sigh, I rubbed the back of my neck with a hand, unsure how to phrase what I want to say. I worry about you too, Leslie. It's not like I can help it, since you send yourself on sketchy jobs all the time. It's like you're just looking to be iced. Leslie blinks, as if he'd never even considered my concern to be a possibility. Really, that's very sweet of you to say, Richter. He sniffles, touching a hand to his collar. Damn it, maybe I should keep his mouth shut. Uh, I mean, you don't need to get all. But if you're worried so much about me, Why don't you pick up tomorrow's breakfast? You Jesus, you need to sleep in sometimes. Unless there's anything else important to us, I'm going to head out. Alright. Leslie pushes himself up from his chair, stepping over to get to the door for me. I expect rating your report tomorrow. With any luck, we'll be well on the way to making Clifton a boring old town, drier than the Sahara Desert. Doesn't sound quite so encouraging when I put it that way, doesn't it? And are you there? God bless America, a land of the liquor-free. See you in the morning, boss. And fellow detective. He reaches out to ruffle my hair fondly, as he often does. I stopped brushing it down a while ago. Leslie always likes to up the first thing anyway. We trade wry smiles, and with that, I head up into the cold night air. Next stop, Victor's first big easy. I freaking love that kind of music. Password. A gruff voice whispers me in the front door. The basement's dingy restaurant echoes in the muffled sounds of string music. It's haunted by some ghostly jazz band. Swordfish. It's a long pause. My informant definitely said the pass, password, that password was swordfish. This isn't a setup, is it? If it is, heads will roll by the end of it. Assuming mine's still. The door swings open before I can finish that thought. Welcome, sir. Please enjoy your night. Yeah. Alright, I like your wanna be special. The special comes out at Ed's bathtub, mister. Alright. The bartender begs. Oh boy, don't worry as to the taste. I sure bet it does. What if I did this? Hey, what's up in there, you yuts? Bye. Sorry. Jesus, that's bad. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Only one drink for tonight, my friend. Oh, to be honest, one of Ed's special is about all the Ed I can take. Is that so? You seem like someone who can take quite a bit more. I think you're just being humble. No, really. I like my tongue too much to put it through more of Satan's mouthwash. Oh, so that's the problem. Well, never fear. I'll take good care of the tongue of you. But what's that supposed to? Bartender, a fresh drink for the delicate tongue gentleman, and the usual for myself. Oh, right. We'll get you fixed up with something that'll tickle your fancy, mister. Um, Jack. Jack. Jackham? Not a name I'd have picked for you, but I still like it. Really, what name would you have picked? Ask me again after you've had a few more drinks. Thank you, Arthur. Anytime! You don't drink, huh? I wouldn't call myself a teetotaler, but I do like to stay sharp. Right. Well, drinking partner, since you've twisted me into this, who exactly am I toasting with again? My name is Meyer, and I'll endeavor to make sure you won't forget it. Lacan. Lacan. Ed the laugh. Why the pucker face? Not smooth enough for the tongue of yours? Yes, well, it's me and my delicate tongue. Really, where did they get this stuff? Is it all home brewed? Surely there's a big seller or something. Of course. Why the biggest seller in town, no less. But more importantly, why don't you tell me a little more about yourself? Or a lot more. I promise you I won't mind. I'm no. I'm no. Nobody special, really. I help keep civilians safe, serve the city, all that. Uh-huh. Just another average fella here to relax after a hard day's work. Uh-huh. Hoping to take the itch off. Mm-hmm. Are you just gonna sit there and hum me all night? Or what? Well, I don't mean to be rude, but I have a sneaking suspicion that you're lying. Why don't you be honest with me, Jack? Be honest with you, I'm not. You're really a Simchan, aren't you? Sim? Yeah, a pimp, of course. Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, you can't fool me with that, Jack. I saw you looking around earlier for any attractive girls. Subtle as a train wreck. Lord have mercy. You have to tell me what's so funny. Oh, I was just teasing, forgive me. I didn't mean any offense. Nor did I think you'd nearly faint on the spot. But I was quite ready to catch you. Alright, you got me. I was just, you know, horrified that my kidney might be feeling. Shook me up. Knowing what I know now, this is hilarious. Even more hilarious. Oh, naturally, an upstanding civil servant like you is obliged to maintain his saintly reputation. Right? Bartender, another round for the gentleman, if you please. If you don't mind, Jack, I have a question for you. A question? Sure, I'm all ears. You wouldn't happen to be looking for underground work, would you? Oops. You could say that more or less. Well, in that case, how about we make a deal? I'll trade you a little business information in exchange for something on your end. Something. Oh. What kind of something are we talking about here? Oh, I'm glad you asked. Bring me a cassava cake. I still need to make that, by the way. I want to try it. It looks so good. The cassava cake that I from Frank's Bakery on the east side. I almost certainly not I almost certainly not kosher, but I won't tell if you don't. I've heard they changed the recipe to something simply amazing, but let's just say I'm not very welcome in that neighborhood. A keg, right? I'll think about it. No promises. In court are we? Very well. I see how it is. Please, think it over carefully. And if you decide to accept my offer, come back here tomorrow night. How does that sound? Perfect! It will be plenty worth your while, so keep that in mind. Do you happen to have a favorite kind of drink? I want to have it ready for you tomorrow night. That's awful nice of you. Well, my favorite drink, I guess that be, I don't know, something sweet to mask how bad this tastes. What? What's with that look? Yes, of course, something sweet. I understand. I'll make sure to take excellent care of you, both you and your refined palate. You're acting like I've already made up my. You're leaving? I'm afraid so, Jack. I've got some business to attend to. But I do hope I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, and tonight's drinks are my treat, as a small token of thanks for your delightful company. Just a drink. Just a drink. Good morning! Is that a cake? Fresh from Frank's bakery. I tell ya, those fellas really know cause whatever this is. Oh? You look a little under the weather. There. Your hair's all messy too, and I haven't even gotten my hands on it yet. What? Don't tell me you're not hungover, are you? Richter, you naughty boy. Listen, boss, will we just get our report? Changing the subject, I see. How absolutely shameless. I'll let you start off then. my little parting partner. What did you find last night? In between shots, that is. Ahem. Well, from what I've heard, it sounds like the Italians aren't running the speakeasy, or even most of the liquor bits. If I had to guess, it's either big street gang or the Jewish mafia. The Jewish mafia? It's true, they've been growing in size around here lately, or so I've heard. What makes you think it's them, though? I heard a couple fellas talking about the Italian mafia as competition, so it can't be them. After that, the man I drank with, he was Jewish, and I have a pretty strong feeling that he's some kind of monster. Ooh, tell me more. I said his name was Meyer, for starters. He was well dressed, a little too confident, and what did I pick last time? Wait, give me a second. Give me just a second. Bum 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 bum. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 He seemed in. Maybe a spy and assassin, not sure. Important. Huh. Why do you think he was talking to you? Beats me. Maybe he just wanted a drinking partner. He didn't see through your cover? Sure didn't act like it. If he did, and I'm still sure didn't act like if he did. And I'm still alive, right? Fair point. Maybe your lying skills really haven't. Then I just read enough. So he's important. Maybe part of the mafia. But he didn't bump you off? Oh. What do you plan to do about it? I was getting to that. Ooh, I'm listening. Meyer offered me a deal for information. A deal? You serious? details on the mob in exchange for in exchange for a cake. Oh, come off it, Victor. Tell me what he actually wanted. I know you're trying to get revenge for teasing you, but no, I'm being serious. Because he wanted a cake. It's from the neighborhood around Little Italy. Obviously, that place is owned by the Italian gangs, so he can't get too close. But as for why he wants one, I've got no clue, boss. Maybe a kid at home who likes them. Sweet tooth, forbidden fruit. It reeks of a setup, Victor. Isn't that obvious? I know about that, believe me. But if it was a setup, why would he invite me back? Wouldn't it have been easier to get rid of me right there? And he could have made his offer sound more serious too. Anyone with half a brain would be suspicious. That's true, I suppose. I still don't like it though. Not one bit. Oh, you were having time of your life. Last night I was chatting with Mr. FBI. Apparently, one of the city's politicians is hosting a big party at a hotel. Thanks to your contact, I've got us passes inside. Because you know what's going to be at the party, my dear Richter? A lot of liquor. A hell of a lot of liquor. Probably provided by the main source in Cleveland. And so you want to scope it out for information? It's a good bet. And a safe one. Once folks get drunk, there's no telling what kind of juicy information we'll get out of them. If we're lucky, some of it might even be related to our case. I wouldn't count on it. What? But yeah, I think you should come to the party with me tonight. With our smarts and my good looks, we're bound to find something out. And if you want my honest opinion, I think this rendezvous with at the speaker too risky. Even if Myra doesn't mean you any harm, any other mob types around here might not feel the same way. But I also don't think you're green enough to walk into a death trap. Gee, thanks, boss. I'm heading to the party either way, but I trust your judge, Richter. You can decide for yourself where to go tonight. What will it be? Yes, I got it! Okay, boss, you've won me over. Party is. Attaboy, Richter! Leslie spins around in his chair at top speed. Apparently thrilled by my reply. Hopefully our supervisor doesn't decide to walk in right now. I think I'll send someone to the speakeasy anyway, just to scope it out again. That play has gotta be unfortunate somehow. Ignoring the spinning Leslie, I rub my cheeks softly and gaze at the ceiling, pondering the situation. If another agent can get some more information from that place, Maybe we can combine it with finding to form a better plan. I'll call Earl and tell him to head over there while we're at the party. Well, good thing there's plenty of paperwork to keep us busy for the rest of the day. A whole stack of reports arrived this morning, actually. I was getting worried when you came in so late. I thought I have to do it all by myself. Good thing we're a team, right, boss? Boss. Oh my god, I love Leslie. I forgive him. He's still slowly spinning in his chair and slumped back. Is snoring. If I had a dime for every time this happened, I'd be a rich man. But no, all I have is this massive pile of paperwork. As Leslie ensures his morning nap, I bury myself in the reports, poring over them one by one. That bastard. Lucky I have thought of spot for him. Otherwise, I tip him out of that chair and throw these papers at his face. He always looks so peaceful when he's sleeping, though. Not a care in the world. Innocent as a kitten. That's my dashing senior partner, alright. As evening finally rolls around, I manage to finish up the paperwork. Leslie woke up in time to help me with the last third, and we head off to the party. Our taxi takes us to a lavish hotel, an appropriate place for such a fancy gala like tonight's. When we get to the crowded parlor, Leslie and I decide to split up, so I'm left alone with a smattering of chattergates, dressed to the nines. I wander around for a while, trying to keep my distance while attempting to spot anyone of note. But it's too crowded for my strategy to work. I'm going to have to get it in the thick of it, aren't I? Working at these events is always a nightmare. Yes. Okay. Huh? I might pick up some useful tidbits if I get closer to the guests. They sure sound cherry wine. Wine, you that. You. Stuffing my hands in my pocket, I casually stroll by a couple standing near the fireplace, tuning into their conversation. Oh, I'm just a furious little doll in the dress. Are you trying to sweet talk me? No, I'm just telling the truth. Oh, you remind me of the vamp. Just a little. Just a little. What? That's all. What? You. Get lost. I'm through with you, you cat. what a charmer. Reminds me of my own lack of love life. It's tough to find the time, let alone them who seems worth chasing. Maybe you just needed I a guy. Life's just too hard to worry about, isn't it? Mood, especially since I've already got my hands full with Leslie. Oh my god. God only knows I could look after someone else too. Well, you won't have to worry about that. I do get a little lonely now and then, but I guess that's just part of the job. Well, what am I staying around brooding for? Damn it, I didn't come here to feel sorry about myself. I can do that at home. Sighing to myself, I turn around and start scoping out a more promising group. A sing-song voice suddenly calls my name, floating over the loud chatter of all the guests. A very familiar sing-song voice. Boss? Boss, you... Ah, there you are! Whoa! Leslie comes half stumbling towards me, rushing right into my arms. Wait, this... Yeah, I managed to catch him, considering he's lighter than a paperweight, but I can't get him to stay upright. He keeps slumping back onto me, not even attempting to stand straight. Because he's not straight! Boss, just what the hell are you doing? Not so loud. We're blending in, Rick. Blending in. He is completely smoked, isn't he? I can already guess what happened. Leslie can barely handle a single drink, and the champagne is flowing like the Nile here. Quick, take me to the broom closet. Boss, what are you? Oh, frisky are we? He presses a finger to my lips, glaring at me indignant. I found something's out, important things. But we need privacy, and somewhere I can put my feet up. I don't know if I should be impressed or concerned that he got drunk so quickly. Well, it's not like I can drag him home in this state, can I? What I'm going to do with you? Muttering to myself in disbelief, I help Leslie down the hall, away from the rest of the party. Luckily, it seems like the hotel staff went ahead a number of the doors are unlocked and open. For a situation like this one, no doubt. Wink, 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 wink. I can't wink, I know that. We end up in the we end up in the we end up in a dark room, and I click the door closed after dragging Leslie inside. A broom closet. You're off your rods. Deciding to deposit my senior partner onto the bed, I move us towards it and gently nudge him onto the covers. Maybe wait, I have a sneaking suspicion and just gonna just in case. Oi, 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 I said I had important things to tell you. Before I can step away, Leslie grabs my wrist and tugs me down onto the bed. Dad! What is this? Is this some kind of impromptu meeting? Leslie leans back against the pillow and gives me a hazy smirk, nodding. His legs are stretched out across my lap, and he's still got his shoes on. He'll get dirt on the bedspread at his rate. Oh, taking off my boots. Here, kid. Here's your gift for me. I don't deserve a partner like you. I really don't. Someone's gotta take care of you. True, I don't envy this. Our relationship is a running joke between us, but I've never been unhappy with how things are. Leslie takes care of me too, in his own little ways, buying me food, teaching me French on the weekends, making me stay home and bring soup every time I'm sick. Whenever I need him, he's always there. Hello, Richter, anybody home? Leslie snaps his fingers in front of my face, giggling to himself. You've been staring at me for, about 30 minutes. That's because I was thinking about what a big, fat hypocrite you are. Hypocrite? Me? Razzing me up this morning for being hungover, but here you are, fried off your mind. Well, nobody's perfect, not even me. He pouts. Okay, maybe I don't need this. Oops, it doesn't work very well. I found out who's behind the muse at tonight's party. In fact, it sounds like he's pulling the strings in all of Cleveland. You're serious? Who is it? A fella called Eastman. Biggest name in the whole city's underworld. Meyer Eastman. My breath catches. Does that mean the man from last night was? Nah, it's probably not the same one. Leslie checks his head as if reading my thoughts. He's tall, really short hair, likes to wear a long coat, low distinctive look. Is him. We stare at each other for several seconds, unsure of what to make of this revelation. I can't believe I was actually drinking with a mob boss last, let alone one who propositioned me for cake. But what surprises me the most is he wasn't a bad guy. How's that? Leslie blinks and I unconsciously mutter my thoughts aloud. Meyer, he wasn't rude or intimidating. He sure as hell didn't try to throw his weight around like you'd think. I guess I'm just thrown out by how normal. Like a regular Joe, not someone in the mafia. Rather than poking fun at me, Leslie gently nods, exhaling a quiet sigh. Apparently, he's pretty well liked around here. Doesn't usually resort to violence. Either they say he's got a golden tongue, and he always managed to work out a deal to make everyone happy. I don't know how much of it is true, but if it is, then the recent fights around Little Italy would make more sense. You mean the crazy reports we've gotten recently? The very same. The Italian gangs are probably trying to regain the turf they've lost. He's right. How about the reports I got today were about action on the east side of town? Myers' men must really be putting pressure on them. Just how much of a foothold does he have in Cleveland? Leslie rolls over on the bed, Clem's shadow settling on his normally bright features. I expected him to be cheery about this new lead, not so grim. What's gotten into him? You know, Richter, sometimes I don't know if we're doing the right thing. His voice dropped to a soft, hesitant murmur. The first time I've ever heard him so unsure of himself. Boss? You know, helping enforce prohibition. My shout must be obvious because Leslie lets out a rider. I bet that has to sound rich coming from a rucksack like me. You probably think I'm nuts, but to tell you the truth, I've never been certain of it all. Is it really the government's job to tell folks what they can and can't drink? Will dry America really be a better place? Seeing folks enjoying themselves and relaxing, like tonight, makes me think liquor's not just for fun, it's part of our cultural custom. It's not about getting drunk, it's about the freedom to drink. Just like anything else, freedoms we fought for since the colonists came over their big stupid boat. He glances away with a self-deprecating, wistful smile. Now that I think about it, he's been a lot less enthusiastic about this job than our previous work. I guess now I know why. Did I ever tell you how much I wanted to be an FBI agent, Victor? Once, I think. Mom and Dad, they always told me to keep at it. I think they believed in me more than I did. I think they didn't know why I wanted to hunt down the bad guys so badly. The bad guys? He nods solemnly, eyes clouded over with memory. My parents would, but some of my friends, they weren't so lucky. A few had mothers or fathers who taken to the bottle and, well, the ones who didn't have marks on their bodies had them in their minds. It crushed me, seeing it happen to the people I cared for, being so powerless to stop it. That's why when the Volstead Act rolled out, I was all for it. Surely it stopped the same thing from happening to other kids. Leslie slowly trails off. Our gazes meet for a long, somber moment. But I guess I'm starting to grow up now. I know people always find another thing to abuse. And something like liquor, something so core to society, you can't ever really get rid of it. So you should so should we be able So should we be able to be the ones who help take it away? Away from the people who drink for fun. Over dinner to celebrate. Because they damn well please. The soldiers who lost arms and legs fighting in the war, but come home to hear they can't even enjoy a shot of bourbon. I just don't know. He lets out a sigh, this one deep and troubled. His eyes shut tight, almost like he's trying to fall asleep again. You're not crazy, boss? Leslie stares at me, like I just sprouted wings. Well, maybe a little crazy, but for a different reason. What you said, though, the more I think about it, it's hard for me to argue. I hesitate. Normally, don't open up much to people, but tonight's proving to. In front of Leslie, I don't feel like I have to hold anything back. My pa, he drank. I guess it's all he had since my ma died having me. I probably why he took off when I was a kid. Left, left me with my grandparents. Richter. Leslie's fingers reached out to brush my sleeve, lightly squeezing the fabric. I don't feel sorry for me. They were good folks. Traditional views aside. Grandpa, he is always muttering about how the law is what makes men better than beasts. Every single time he read the police reports, he'd say that without fear, well, the law is the law is the highest order to uphold on earth. Grandpa thought, aside from the Bible, that is. So, little Richter got that drilled into his head, did he? I nod, smirking faintly. No crime headlines to read in heaven, Grandpa. You must be pretty bored of them. He wanted me to be a policeman, but luckily detective work was close enough to count. When it comes to prohibition, though, I've always had my own doubts. Maybe the law makes us better than beasts, but the government, not the gospel. It, I don't know, it doesn't feel right to follow orders just because they're from the top. Sorry, my voice. I joined the agency to help people, not make their lives harder. Anything that goes against that, I just can't put my heart into it. But so no. By the time the last words leave my mouth, I feel like a complete idiot. Just because Leslie shared his story didn't mean I had to go and babble on. It's it's like I'm an old church lady or something. Uh, you know, Richter, I really admire you. Leslie smiles warmly at me when I glance at him in shock. Where, where'd that come from, I wonder? Unlike most folks, you don't always take things at face value. You stop and think. You feel, instead of only judging. Maybe you should be the senior partner? And I'd feel better about relying on you much. I think you've got it wrong, boss. I'm just a regular old. No, there's nothing regular about you, not to me, anyways. No, you're a special breed and fantastic. He doesn't normally give me these genuine compliments. So how am I supposed to respond to that? I admire you, boss. But what it means is I... Oh? Please do tell me more. Well, now I've gone and done it. I can't tell if he's going to let me get away with this one, so I better come up with... I guess I really admire... how adorable you are. You can be so... Wait, oh no, I forgot it. Well, sleeping, spinning in your shell, stuffing your face with cake. Oh, nice. Those words actually just come out of me. I hadn't had a single drink tonight, so there's no excuse. And oh, God rest my soul. Oh, so you finally noticed. It's about time. I was preparing drastic measures to get your attention. Okay, maybe now I need to. Sorry, boys, I just... Drastic measures. They're not important now, though, since apparently I've won you over. So, he cackles, obviously pleased with himself. There. This is why I shouldn't give compliments. Oi, Victor. Leslie's tone suddenly turns serious again. Almost too serious. Now that we've poured our hearts out to each other, I really need to tell you something important. What's that? Well, I'm not just going to battle it. It's a secret. Lean down. Yep, impatiently beckons me closer. Curious, eyes scoot towards the head of the bed, leaning in to listen. I'm not sure what could possibly be so... A kiss. A hand grabs the back of my hair and pulls me down. The next thing I know... Okay, it's not actually that bad. I really am a clown, aren't I? The boss is... He's... This can't be happening there, falsely. Leslie holds the kiss for a little longer, fingers tightly curled in my hair. But after a few seconds, he lets go. I quickly pull back, touching a hand to my lips. A mortified look of horror instantly crosses Leslie's face. I don't think he realized it, what he was doing either. Richter... Sorry about that. Ba. Okay, Richter, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to abuse. He covers his face with his hand, picking at me through his fingers. It's like he thinks I'm going to start shouting at him. What, am I that scary? One kiss doesn't hurt anybody, does it? After a moment of hesitation, I lean closer to Leslie, gently pulling his hand away from his face. He's so wide-eyed and embarrassed. I'd better savor this look because he doesn't wear it often. Just between you and me, boss. I've been wanting to do this a long time. Victor. No. This time, I'm the one who kisses Leslie, pressing him into the bed. His hand flits flits back to my hair, fingers grabbing and pulling, a lot rougher than his normal ruffles, that's for sure. I'm not yet. He lets out a soft whimper when I nip and suckle his. Yeah! Oh god! I'm not the. No! I don't think that's it. I. Finally, I rub back, just enough to suck in some much needed air. Leslie nuzzles against my ear, murmuring softly against it. I hope I don't forget this in the morning, but if I do, you have my permission to remind me. Uh, yeah, sure. The full extent of what we did suddenly hits me like a frying pan in the face. I pull away. I pull away more, jerking upright and letting out a cough, turning my head awkwardly to one side. We're sure gonna be interesting tomorrow, huh? How the hell can we resume our normal businesses after this? I sure hope I didn't make the dumbest mistake of my life. Maybe we should leave the hotel and head home. It's getting pretty late, don't you think, boss? I still glance back over at Leslie, unsure how he'll respond. His stares, his his chest slowly rises and falls. Quiet breath flutters out from his parted lips. You think I, you think I would have seen that? With a sigh, I slide off onto the floor, leaning back against the side of the bed. I get our key virtual and moving us over until Leslie wakes up. Thanks to his insistent touching, I can't exactly fall asleep right now. Well, whatever happens after tonight, I can't say I have any. You're really something else, that's for sure. And I like you the way you are. Ah, hypocrisy, narcolepsy, and all. I wouldn't have it any other way. Uh, I stumble into the office bright and early, letting out a long yawn. I haven't pulled an all-nighter like that since my college days, and now I understand why. Slumping into my chair, I gulped down my coffee and tried to stop myself awake. We've got to work. We've got work to do today, so hopefully Leslie isn't too late. I dropped him. I dropped him off around 4 a.m. at his apartment, but he managed to get more sleep than I did. Maybe I should, should just go bring the whole coffee pot here. I've got a feeling I'm gonna need it. I rise unsteadily back to my feet, wandering back to the door in a haze. Just as I reach for the handle. Good morning! Ah! Oh! Oh! Ow! 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 You should really have to scream in my ears the first thing, Victor. I'm happy to see you too, but really. Leslie pinches his ear with a grimace, frowning playfully at me. Oh, you look terrible. Now I brought some donuts. They'll fix you up right quick. Uh-huh. I let Leslie steer me back to my chair, and he stuffs the donut into my mouth. It's good, but I trade all the donuts in the world for a few hours of sleep. We sit in unusual silence for a little while, munching on our breakfast and sipping coffee. Normally, we'd be chattering about various things right now, but I can't bring myself to look Leslie in the eye. Not after last night. I never felt so awkward in my life. Are we just going to pretend it didn't happen, or... Richter? What's the matter? Leslie calls after me, with a mouthful of donut. Gazing at me curiously as he chews. He definitely doesn't seem fazed, that's sure. You look, you look like a kid who just got caught peeping up at a girl's shirt. Really, what's eating you? I don't like the silence. It gives me the heebie-jeebies. Nothing is nothing, boss. Listen, why don't we get started on what we need to go over the new findings. Uh-huh. He still seems pretty suspicious, but eventually not. I can't tell if he's playing dumb or he really can't remember. It's probably the latter. About Eastman, I think we need more information on everything, including him, before we go to the FBI. If we blow our cover too early, we'll risk losing out on more leads, more potential sources. We should play this smart. Agreed. There's still a lot we don't know. Leslie gazes up thoughtfully at the ceiling, twirling a pen between his sugar-dusted fingers. Ew, that's gonna stick. Is that speakeasy his base of operations? How many warehouses does he have? Are there other key players in his business? I'd say we need to send out some agents to figure out the key details. I don't want to rush into anything. Send out agents. That reminds me what happened to Earl. The guy sent to scope out the speakeasy yesterday. I didn't see him come into work today, and he didn't call me like he was supposed to. Boss, we need to make a call. I sent Earl out last night, but he hasn't come in yet. Oh, alright. Don't let me stop you. I reached for the phone and quickly dialed Earl's home number. Ring, ring, ring. No answer. I have a bad feeling about this. I'd bet anything that his disappearance is related related to that speakeasy. Eastman and the Mafia. Not good, huh? Leslie seems to figure it out pretty quickly because he raises a worried eyebrow at me. I grimly nod. Damn it, I should have just gone there myself last night. If something's happened to Earl, then we get some officers and head over there this evening. Boss? It's a quiet investigation at first. See if we can find out anything about Earl. If there's incriminating evidence, we'll turn it into a full-blown raid. But hopefully, it's just at some cat house this morning, hungover. Oh! Wait, is that why the female... Anyways, Leslie gives me a small reassuring smile. It makes me feel a little better, even though a nervous pit still shifts in my stomach. Now it is then. Ah, the boy, ready to go over some more reports? Ready as I'll ever be. The rest of the day into a blur of paperwork and coffee. Paperwork and coffee. Leslie and I busy ourselves with our mountain of reports, so there's not much time for the awkward atmosphere to come. Considering how he's acting, maybe nothing really ever happened at all. Maybe I just dozed off in the hotel room and had a bit of sleep dream. Oh my god, you... Hello? Breaker, hello? Two hands roughly shake my shoulders. When my eyes struggle open for a few seconds later, I notice how dark the sky is. Wait, what's I? There's only one of us who can sleep for half the day, Richter. Don't try to steal my thunder! Why did you wake me up sooner? You were clearly exhausted. Exhausted. Those dark circles under your eyes makes you look like a raccoon. It's cute. But listen, try to get more sleep at night, okay? I can't rely on a hazy partner to have my back after all. And whose fault it is? And whose fault is it that I didn't get any sleep exactly, Mr. Bright-Eyed and Bush-Tailed over there? After we get our things together, Leslie and I prepare to head out to the speakeasy. It's already late, and there's been no call from Earl, so something's obviously going on. Richter, wait! Huh? As I reach for the door, Leslie suddenly grabs my sleeves, tucking me back a little. About last night. I do remember it all, just so you know. This bastard! So today was just an act? I know, I couldn't pass up the opportunity. Please don't hate me too much. I just wanted to tell you that, well, I'm sorry. He bites his lips, averting his gaze guiltily. It's the same look he had last night, right after he kissed me. If you want, we can agree to pretend it never happened. Things can go back to normal. We will just be regular friends, senior partner and junior partner. neither of us will speak of it again, and we can chalk it off to me being drunk and stupid, mostly stupid. Leslie loudly clears his throat, fiddling with his tie. Despite his self-effacing joke, I can tell he's being serious about this. Friendships, important to both of us. So it's understandable, but how do I really feel about this? It's not a question of liking Leslie, but last night's situation was, well, no, boss. I don't want to pretend it didn't happen. Definitely not. Even though I don't know where things will go from here, I know for sure that I like you. You like kissing me, is that what you mean? I thought that was a given. Well, you were really enjoying it. I felt that little just. Right, yeah, get talk! Leslie snickers at my hasty response, back to his normal smug self. But I can tell he's relieved to clear the air between us. I am too. Hey, once we're sure Earth's safe, let's talk about this again, in a more private setting. Does, that sound okay? Oops. It sounds great, boss. Did you... Before I can finish, Leslie pulls me into an adoring hug, breathing so hard I can barely breathe. He buries his face against my shoulder, nuzzling against it. How can he make my heart ache so much? I'll never become a hardboiled detective if I keep getting feelings like this. Sighing affectionately, I curl my arms around him and squeeze back, enjoying the few moments of warmth we share. Okay. Leslie soon pulls back, taking a deep breath. Then we nod at each other, just like always. If we hurry, we can get to the bottom of this and still has time to get cannoli before the shops close. Richter, you never told me you could read minds. Aww. I try to stay out of yours, too scared of what I might see. Clever boy. We head out side by side, determined but hopeful, the partners we've always been. I have faith in Leslie, just like he has faith in me. We'll get the job done together. Welcome, gentlemen. Please enjoy your night. Loud music rushes over me in a wave. The familiar sea of dancers, lights, and sparkling glass. Whoa, this place is quite a scene, isn't it? Leslie murmurs at my side as we walk around, glancing around to speak. It's a little less crowded today. They must have known you were coming. Oh, low blow. Dun, 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 dun. As we weave our way to the bar, my attention's drawn to a group of familiar figures. Those sketchy guys from the other night, but it looks like there's more of them today. I nudge Leslie and jerk my chin in their direction. He follows my subtle gesture, eyes narrowing faintly. We exchange no words, I can tell we're thinking the same thing. Those are Myers men. At the bar, Leslie orders us a couple of drinks, just to keep up appearances. We've got to find some way to ask about Earl, but we can't risk being too obvious about it. Doug! Wait. Doug. You finally decided to show up, huh? When a certain voice calls out over the music, I freeze. If that's who I think it is, then I was terribly disappointed last night, Jack. The expensive bottle of honey is flavored. I got for you was my sole conversation partner. Sure enough, Myers saunters up with his usual slight grin, leaning one arm against the bar. Oh? I see you brought a friend. Myers turns his attention to Leslie, studying him for a few moments before offering a polite nod. Leslie does the same, sizing the other man up silently, but quickly breaks into a smile of his own. You must be Meyer. I was just singing your praises, you know. I can really see why. Oh, singing my praises, was he? I guess Miss Myers and he suggestively winks. Great, Leslie. Thanks for encouraging him. And whom might I have the pleasure of meeting tonight? Leslie, the name, how do you do? Wait, he's giving Meyer his real name. Is he planning something? They reach out to shake hands. They're wearing a confident smirk. How do you do? Would I be considered? Will I be correct in assuming you're a public servant like Jack here, Mr. Leslie? You would be very correct. We met through work, actually. I see. Very interesting. There's something uncomfortable about this atmosphere. Oh, Richter, you poor thing. What exactly is going on? And you, Meyer, what do you do for work? Here's you should mention that. I consider myself a public servant as well. Oh my, what a coincidence. I had a feeling, really. The second I saw you, I thought to myself, here's a Gerald Moyen, alright? I knew it. You may not believe this, but I had the same reaction. That noble air you have, why speaks volume about you. You strike me as a dutiful sort of fellow, and I respect that. No, something is definitely very wrong. There's no way either of them is being serious. In fact, it almost sounds like, actually, I have a question for you. Pausing for a moment, and Leslie glances up at the clock. It's only a quick look, but it seems deliberate. Of course. Please go on. You didn't happen to see a man around here the other night? Dark shaggy hair, pointy nose, brown eyes, walks in with a slight limp. Meyer brushes a hand through his hair, eyes slightly drifting to one side. It's very possible. That description sounds quite familiar. But you know, Mr. Leslie, information comes with a price. At that instant, ah! It's the cops! The speakeasy door flies open, and a small group of officers rush in. Screams echo through the parlor after the music cuts off, but the cacophony quickly goes silent as the officers put up their guns. The mafia types grab their own pieces, pointing them back at the officers. Leslie, what? Leslie, what? Victor, please. Leslie sharply raises his hand at me, and I fall quiet, stunned. This wasn't the plan we discussed. I thought we were supposed to wait for more information. Unlike, unless Leslie did this because he thought I'd be too soft on Myra. I suggest you cooperate with us, Eastman. And give us the agent's location. Myra doesn't seem nearly as shocked as he should. How can he be so calm? I had no idea this was going to happen. He had no idea this was going to happen. Did he? Alright, I'll cooperate with you. But please, tell your men to lower their weapons. I'll do the same for mine. And then we can discuss things calmly, without threat of accidental bloodshed. Agreed? Leslie hesitates. There's a very strange degree of trust going on here, but I get the sense that neither of them wants it to end in violence. I know Leslie hates hurting anyone, even criminals, and Myra doesn't seem like the type to enjoy it either. Understood. Both of them exchange looks and simultaneously nod at their men, who slowly, reluctantly, lower their guns. The tension in the room eases a little bit, though it's still far from calm. Let me preface by saying your man is safe. He's being held in the back room, properly fed and watered. In fact, he's already gotten to know most of the men. A very likable fellow. That doesn't sound like girl. The guy just can get along with just about anyone. Why did you capture him then? You used him as bait, naturally. Bait. Higher not, giving me a silent, slightly apologetic smile, although he looks too pleased with himself about it all. You see, after our friend Jack here showed up the other night, I was struck with an idea. I knew he was a detective before he so much as walked in the door. Your informant's working for me, so I decided to have a chat with him. You mean you back there? That was. Oh, don't get me wrong, Richter. I was enjoying every second of it. But I have been looking for a way to work out an arrangement with the law in Cleveland for some time. You're a hard-headed sort here, let me tell you. He exhales a breath between his teeth, gently shaking his head. Richter, however, I could tell he was made of something different, not so hell-bent on enforcing the Volstead Act. He yet not the type to be bought either. I was intrigued, but I thought I'd try to work out a deal until he cruelly decided to leave me hanging at this. Giving him my name was what you might call backup. I knew he'd put it together soon enough and come back when he did. Capturing your agent now, that was a little more spontaneous. A little foolish too, more than likely. But it's how I operate. His lips curl into a devil-may-care smirk. He shrugs nonchalantly. You really had this all planned from the beginning. Wasn't it a huge risk? Of course, but a calculated one. Meyer, Meyer casually waves one hand, as if brushing away my disbelief. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. I like to make big gambles, and most of the time, they pay off. But I have done my research on your backgrounds, your past jobs. I knew you wouldn't simply raid my face without sewing a little off your hand first. So you could say the chips landed where I thought they might. It's certainly all too clear how this man became a mafia leader. He's got the right mixture of planning, risk-taking, and charm, all wrapped up in one dangerous package. Whew. I feel like a man who just got cheated out of his fortune at cards. Leslie rubs his cheek with a hand, blinking rapidly, as if to try and understand everything we just heard. I can't blame him. I knew Myra was sharp, but I had no idea he'd planned everything ahead of time. I'll admit, despite the fact that your methods are incredibly questionable, you've made me curious. You mentioned a deal, didn't you? What kind of deal are we talking about here? Leslie, to my surprise, Leslie cautiously questioned Meyer, one eyebrow slightly raised. I was expecting him to be furious, but instead he sounds more impressed than anything. I was hoping you'd ask that. Why don't we discuss matters privately? An unusual brown. I'll even let you pick the spot. All of us disarmed, with a few of our men waiting outside. A moment, if you don't mind. Leslie grabs my sleeve and pulls me aside a little, leaning up to whisper my ear. You're really just soon enough for this. Normally I'd say it's been suicide, but this Mario is not like any other man I've ever met. It's like talking to the chief of a big corporation, mafia leader. Actually, no, I'm not doing this. My voice is almost out, and I need to get to the bottom of this, so forgive me for this part. Mm-hmm. 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 Nah, this is great. I hope it ends in a freeze. I hope this isn't the point where he gets shot by a sniper through the window. The restaurant across the street wouldn't let my man inside, unfortunately. What a relief. The three of us stroll into the hotel room, still followed by the tense air from earlier. Myra and Leslie have been constantly bantering on the way here, but I can't tell if it's genuine niceness or the playful kind. Well, no point in wasting any time, huh? Let's hear your proposal, Ethan. We're listening. Oh, of course. I'm sure both of you are exceptionally busy men. We shift into a fairly close circle, circle, close enough that we don't risk our voice carrying too far. Leslie stands nearer to my side than Myra, almost protective in his stance. I don't know what he thinks he can do. If worse came to worse, I guess I could pick him up. Anyways, I assume you're already aware of my influence in our city and the control I have over a large amount of businesses. But I'm not without competition. There are a number of smaller, persistent groups that, while less organized, are still significant. And as a result of my extensive network, I am very familiar with the movements of these various outfits and their leaders across Evelyn. In English, that means you know what the other gangs are up to, right? Precisely, Richter. He winks at me, almost imperceptibly, like I've finally been let in on some inside joke. I propose that I offer a steady stream of that information to you, more than enough to fill reports for the FBI, surely. At least for the time being. You'll discover a new warehouse to raid every other week, one that coincidentally belongs to a different organization than my own. Funny thing how coincidences like that happen. Leslie quips dryly, glancing between Myra and me. His gaze stayed locked with mine for several seconds, one eyebrow raised in a what do you make of this for kind of way. So what would you be wanting in this hearing? A level of discretion on your part that will allow me to carry on with my business. Myra murmurs his turn rather natural, blowing on his nails and polishing them nonchalantly on his collar. I'll see to it that my men keep their noses clean. After all, I'm interested in providing alcohol to customers, not filling the streets with bodies of my enemies. Very poetic. Very poetic. There's certainly more where that came from. He doesn't even make eye contact, innocently gazing in another direction, but his tone is teasing enough to get the message across. Leslie narrows his eyes a little at Myra. Is he trying to read him or has he already made up his mind? Believe me, I don't doubt that a part of this conflict conflicts with your senses of justice as detectives. After speaking with Richter, I wouldn't expect anything else. But you're both logical, practical men. Try to view the situation through a more objective. There's a short pause, but an important one. My mind flashes back to my conversation with Leslie, our doubts and guilt over what we're doing. If you took me to jail right now, and by some miracle managed to convict me, someone else will only step up to take my place. If this war on liquor will never really end, it should never have existed to begin with. All it succeeded in doing was creating a different sort of industry, a more dangerous one. Without that in mind, his dark green eyes flicked from me to Leslie and back to me. When a compromise. Make your employers happy in exchange for making the American people happy. Once he finishes speaking, a long silence falls over the room. Leslie rubs at his shoulder with one hand, staring at the floor with a deep, brooding expression, and I fall into my own complicated thoughts. I've always wanted to control crime, uphold the law, and fall asleep with a clean conscience every night. But when it comes to prohibition, the same question keeps resurfacing in my mind. Is enforcing is enforcing this law really the right thing to do? Should we follow federal orders like mindless slaves? Or should we make our own just in cases like this? I steal a glance of admire. He returns my gaze with a gentle, calm smile, eyes glimmering curiously. Victor? Sorry. Leslie turns to face me, his features carefully composed in an unusually neutral manner. Any thoughts? Deciding to let my apparently crippling honesty speak for me, I take a deep breath. I don't think prohibition is meant to last. I take pride in my job, but I get nothing out of enforcing Volstead's middle finger to America. Snatching away hooch just to suit the Fed's fancy, that doesn't sit right with me. As for Meyer, I think he's right, boss. With or without him, the liquor business here will keep going. And I'd rather someone like Meyer run this than some crew out for blood as much as profit. Leslie chews on his lip. He's wavering on the brink of deciding something, but I can't tell which way he's leaning. Whatever your whatever decision you boss, I'll stand behind it. You can count on that. I know, Richter. That's why you're my. After a lengthy pause, Leslie finally breaks into a faint smile, turning his gaze from me to Myra. Listen, I can't promise that a deal will hold forever, Meyer. There's always a risk that someone will find out or will get moved on to a different case. I'm well aware. So few good things last forever. But that's more of a reason to enjoy than what they last, isn't it? I'll read you that, alright. He suddenly takes a deep, sharp breath, eyes flashing. Damn, it sure feels good to spit in Volstead's eye. That son of a gun! Oh! And grabs Meyer's hand firmly, checking it with pure determination. In fact, he seems so convicted that I have to wonder how hard the decision really was for him. He wasn't just pausing for dramatic effect back then, was he? You know, my sister got married last week, and the reception was completely dry. Not a drop of booze inside. Have you ever had to sit through 15 wedding speeches completely sober? I've never prayed so hard for the rapture in my life. As his hands is pumped up and down by an enthusiastic Leslie, Fire breaks into a delighted laughter. Maybe the first time I've ever heard him be so loud. Whether it's from amusement or relief, though, I can't really tell. Well, this is a cause for celebration, gentlemen. Wouldn't you agree? Meyer steps over to the door, lightly knocking 4 times. A few seconds later, It opens slightly, and someone discreetly hands him a bottle of and several wine glasses. Is that you had them bring it? You had them bring it here? It wasn't that a bit presumptuous? I only make bets I'm confident. I have a feeling we're going to get along just fine. They exchange playful glances, and their eyes slide over to me. Why do I feel like a rabbit spotted by a pair of lions? What are you? Before I know it, the other two have taken my arms, pulling me over to the foot of the bed. Like they're operating on some new unspoken pact, they sandwich me between them before I can even finish my protest. Shall we toast the success of a new partnership? Don't mind if I do. You're a true gentleman after all, Meyer. As he holds out his glass, and Meyer casually reached over me to pour. And of course, we shouldn't forget the wonderful little detective who brought us together, shit queen. Well, it's really nothing. I humbly nominate him as our ambassador, a key component to making sure our arrangement runs smoothly. That's actually not a bad idea. He can tell a lie to save his life, so it's better for him than undercover work, that's for sure. What the? We're greasy at this? Hello? Agree, Victor, please. You're merely continuing the role you already have. You heard the man, Richter. The ambassador is a great sounding title. I'm jealous. Very funny, you fellas. You're real right. As I grumble to myself, watching the deep ruby liquid flow into Leslie's glass, my mind begins to picture how many other deals like this will take place while prohibition goes on. It's already changed our country forever, changed us as Americans forever. Though I doubt we'll understand the full scale of it for many, many years. But when I think about all the detectives and officers who one day reach the same conclusion as us, I have to wonder just how much longer will this dry America last? I think it's perfectly fair to keep him 4 days awake with me. 4 days? You greedy bastard! Trying to monopolize him, eh? I chill back into a good-natured argument, one that seems to be about what if we share him for 1 day? Surely a reasonable man like yourself would agree to that, Leslie. Sharing him a day, huh? You know, I think that can be arranged. What the hell kind of conversation are you? Never mind. Man, I have fun with this one. My throat is parched. So what, 13 years? That's not actually that long, huh? And I enjoyed it. My throat is absolutely, but it was worth it. I love every second of it. Man, I just knew it from that conversation that yeah, they're going to be a threesome, and I can't be happier. Ah. Anyways, thank you for coming today. It's getting pretty late now, so I'm gonna end it here. Thank you for coming, and hopefully we'll see each other in the future. Goodbye.